labelled information for visiting the new areas at Disneyland Paris in no particular order. To get in, you have to join a queue. It will be one person in, one person out. There is a priority queue as well as a standard queue, and nobody knows how long this will be or how long the queue system will be in place for. The Nordic Tavern Quick Service has its own queue for disabled people, which is great because it even has an automatic door opener. Just go down here, past all the people crowding around the menu, and you'll find the button to let yourself in. Once inside, there is a separate priority queue, but lots of people have priority cards, so it was still quite long. There's some really cute theming. You get directed to place your order on a screen, although there is a cast member if you have an issue or prefer to order in person. I was impressed to see the screens had both the access option when the pictures come lower down and also a high contrast option for visually impaired people. We ordered the cute Olaf kids ice cream and it was the perfect size. It was tutti frutti flavour and lovely, and it comes with a glittery spoon. I admired their honesty on the upselling items. Around the area they have tactile bumps for blind people. Everywhere, and I mean everywhere, had ramps. Normally I get stuck at the top of places looking down the stairs, and this is still a nice view, but I could go down if I wanted to. You just went along and everywhere had a ramp. It's one of those things that you don't realise how much you don't take part in things until you actually have the opportunity to do so. The Tangle ride was so beautiful. The whole area was absolutely stunning. Sadly, they haven't put a wheelchair boat on, but you can get on quite easily if you're able to transfer. You just wait in this little waiting pen. Say to the cast member you need the door opened, and they make this flat surface for you to sit on, no more squeezing through a tiny gap like there are at the teacups. This was me doing it. This is my carer getting off to go and get my wheelchair and bring it close to the ride for me. There is so much seating and beautiful areas to just sit and relax in, and it's all wheelchair accessible. Minnie's marching band was easy to see from any spot. You didn't need a priority area. Frozen Ever After is where it all kind of fell apart a bit. So you go in a special queue for disabled people, and it's on a hill. It's very, very slow moving. We think it's 2 people every 20 minutes, so one person goes into the ride system to wait for 10 minutes while one person goes on the 5-minute ride. Be prepared for a long wait. Along this corridor is also where you exit and you find your photo. If you're not out quick enough to get your photo, then you just don't get it, which is what happened to us. As I say, the corridor is long without much theming, and then you get to the end and you have to wait on a slope. It's not a huge slope, but you know what it's like with chairs, they find slopes. This is the long wait. If you can walk, you're asked to leave your chair here and go in. I think it's about a 10-minute wait, but you do have a seat there which you can sit in while you do wait. I told the cast members I can transfer, but I can't walk. We were sitting there looking at the gates, and there's an adapted one, which is wider. Fantastic. I got assigned to the narrow one. We said to them, but my chair won't fit through. The cast member did not believe me. I had to wheel into this small gap to prove that my chair doesn't fit through. She then takes me to the wider gap, which is perfect, except she doesn't load me onto that one. She says I still have to go in number 3 near the front of the boat. My chair had to go around a really, really tight corner. I broke the lights on my chair doing so, and it was just nerve-wracking. It took ages. Everyone was staring at me. I do not understand it, because if I'd been on the back, it was wide, adapted, and clearly the way it was meant to be used. I kept being told to get up and walk, kind of indicating that I should be walking on, even though I'd explained already that I can't walk. I didn't particularly appreciate that bit. This is the shot of the seats that you have to get in and out of, but they do have a transfer device which you can request. Here you can see the corner that I had to turn around. The transfer device had a handle which I found incredibly helpful. You first slid onto the first bit and then you bumped down the little stages rather than having to do it in one go. I found it much easier than getting in and out of Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a similar style boat. To be honest, we were feeling a bit annoyed about how I'd been treated at this point, but we knew we just had to put that to the back of our mind and focus on this ride, and we loved it. This is us coming back in. As you can see, there are handles for people to pull themselves up on. I had the device again, but they didn't give me my wheelchair. My carer was arguing with them because they kept telling her to get me out of the ride, and she's like, I need her chair to get her into her chair. And again, they wanted me to walk to my chair. Like, Disney Magic's good, but it ain't that good. The transfer device was applied again, which again I found really useful getting back out. And finally, they agreed to let my chair come to me. This is really random. And I met somebody else who was allowed on through the wide thing and boarded onto the back. But she was also denied her wheelchair when she said she needed it. Back to the positives, because the rest of the time was really positive. They've installed a changing places toilet, which is fantastic. It has everything from the change bed to the ceiling hoist and a shower. I've done a separate video on the changing places facilities, but here's a quick overview. There is also a disabled toilet with 2 drop-down bars, which is really unusual at Disney. For the Anna, Elsa and Olaf show on the boats, we first went to this spot before realising there was a priority area a bit further along the bridge. This was my view from the priority area. There are bars to stop you being able to roll off, which is a shame viewing-wise, but you can just look between them. It was a great spot, and we saw everything we wanted to, including Olaf. He is incredible. It's a really cute show. We saw it in daylight, but we want to go back at night time because fireworks go off. Character-wise, we didn't meet Anna and Elsa, but we saw them on the boat. They are going to have their own virtual queue, which will be no different for disabled people or general people. And it will be very hard to get a slot, so manage your expectations. We met Oaken, woohoo, and Mary Burt. We saw Alice and Mad Hatter out, but didn't go and see them. And I randomly met a mime. I also loved the live accordionist. Lastly, it was time for Cascade of Lights. You can watch from anywhere around the lake, but this is the priority area, which has a ramp down to it. You are looking through railings, though. I held my phone over the railings or between them to film most of it because the railings are in the way, as you can see from this little clip. You could watch Cascade of Lights from anywhere around the park, though. It was beautiful. You do want to try and line yourself up with one of the screens. You can kind of see that it's in a square and there's 4 sides of it. That will make more sense when you're there and looking at it. And it was just beautiful. The drones were lovely. These little ones came swimming out almost like ducks. I really, really enjoyed it. And the last song before the show started, everyone put their phone lights on and waved at each other across the lake. Apart from the incident on the ride, I overall found it incredibly accessible, better than any other part of the Disney parks. I had a wonderful time. It's one of our best Disney days ever, and I can't wait to go back and explore it some more. If you have any questions, please let me know.